This is a Cuisinart Smart Power Deluxe Blender. It has a 600 watt motor and a 48-ounce glass jar, a lid that fits very tightly on, and this can be screwed off for cleaning. It has a pour spout, and it has 4 speeds: high, low, ice crush, and pulse. It has a very sturdy base, but the base is a little lightweight, as blenders tend to be, unfortunately. The glass jar is definitely very heavyweight. I wanted this particular blender because I wanted something with a wide base. As you can see here, it's fairly wide. The blade itself, however, is not as big as perhaps I need for making frozen drinks and things. But as you can see here, it rests very solidly on its wide base on the counter, which is great for adding ingredients. To use, you put the top on, put it firmly on the base, hit on/off, and there's a blinking light. Once that light is blinking, you can use any of these other features. I'm going to start this up so you can see how loud it is. I have yet to find a quiet blender, and this one is no exception. I'm going to put this on high. It is slightly less loud than the rival that I am replacing it with. I like this a lot better than my rival, however, because of the wide base and because of the more solid jar, and also because it sits nicely. Some blenders do not sit well on their base, and it seems a little unsafe to me. I'm going to put this blender into use so you can see. I'm going to be crushing some ice. I have approximately a dozen ice cubes here, and I want you to see how well it does, whether it will work for your purposes or not. It's probably one of the toughest blending jobs there is, and also, of course, how loud it is, because it will add extra noise, and it will have hard objects flying around inside. I'm going to use the ice crush setting. So I turn it on and then I hit ice crush. Works very quickly. Makes quick work of those ice cubes. I'll open up to see if it's even. You can see it's not entirely even. I stopped it very quickly, but it is very slushy in there, and it took only a few seconds to do. My rival, on the other hand, the ice cubes would be spinning around for, maybe a good 20 seconds longer before it got to this. The Oster is a blender which a lot of people prefer. It's the classic blender. I burned out the motor in mine, which is why I'm looking for a replacement, and why I bought the rival and used that one only 10 times before I had to find another one. I've dumped out the ice cube so I can show you a little bit of how it gets put together. You've already seen the top. The glass jar, I want you to see how thick the walls are. Very heavy, very sturdy. The bottom screws off, and this is where, with any blender, you have to be very careful because of the blade. One of the issues I have is that the gasket tends to stay on the back, the bottom of the jar, and I can forget about it, and I don't want to lose that. The other problem is getting this out. Obviously, you have to be very careful when using fingers here. The blades are very sharp. This whole upper part can be washed in the dishwasher. This on the bottom rack and everything else on the top rack. However, I recommend that you don't do that except for this blender part, simply because plastic parts and anything that is sharp, such as a blade, can be dulled in the harsh environment of the dishwasher. I use this blender over my food processor when I'm trying to puree hot liquids. I don't want to put hot liquids in the plastic housing of my food processor, and also when I'm making frozen drinks, because the blender is superior to that. All in all, I'm very happy with this purchase. It's much better than my rival. It has a die-cast base here, not as heavy perhaps as it can be, but once the glass jar is in place, it sticks to the counter. I highly recommend this blender.